I just don't enjoy white particularly. Like outside of like the Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exiles, like I'm not super fond of the cards that I'm playing. Um, but like three color, I really like white. Like if white is like a part of the three color deck, I think it's super solid. But like in two color, one color decks, mono white, white something else, I'm not a huge fan of those.
Yeah, I agree. I think white is it's a hard color to play, but I do like a lot of what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better in a 60 card format where you can run 4 copies of something.
Oh man.
And then it gets really out of hand really fast.
It does.
Yeah, commanders, like I get my thing and then I get a bunch of little creatures and then someone's like, all creatures give -5. You're like, okay.
Yeah,
well,
and you're like,
here goes everything.
Every single game of a white or red deck I play, it's like turn 3 or 4, and I'm like, how many cards do you have? And the opponent's like 6, 7, and I'm like, I have 3. And I'm like, how do I have 3? I've played lands and like 1 mana rock. I'm like, how do I have 3 cards?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard one. I really want to like white.
Yeah, I wish they'd give us a reason.
But
yeah. They're coming close. Like the Lord of the Rings, that new enchantment, I can't remember what it's called. It's like 1 in a white, and when it comes in, you get a counter on it for each creature you control. And then at the beginning of your end step, you remove a counter and draw a card.
Nice.
I was like, that's awesome. I was like, give us some more stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
a little mini Phyrexian arena for white. I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think Norn's Wellspring, I think, is a white one.
Oh,
that just came out where you like
that's another
great one, and then you can remove the oil counters to draw cards. 100%. I think it makes sense, and I think it's awesome.
Benny Brax, like they're trying to like make some more cards that are like, it's always weird to me that they like hand you a thing and they're like, here's white doing this very basic thing that all the other colors can do, and then it's got like a little chain connected to it that you're like, what's this heavy chain that's connected to it? And you're like, oh, you just have to pay for life, or you just have to do this. And I'm like, why do I have to do something? Like no other color has to do something. Like,
yeah, like why does an opponent have to have more things than me to do this?
Yeah, why? It's like, oh, because you're white, you're a creature deck. It's like, but the blue deck doesn't have to have more cards in his hand.
Yeah, or
no other hoops for any other colors.
Or like black, sure, you pay life, but like that's thematic.
And it's good a lot of the time.
And it's good. Or like red is like, I get a hasty thing, I get the impulse draw, so I'm going to lose those cards if I don't use them, but I could still look ahead 3 or 4 cards.
100%.
And
everything's got its own thing. I feel like white is just kind of like we're knights. I'm like, that's cool. Wow.
We got lots of creatures.
Yeah, sick. Awesome.
But honestly, my least favorite thing about white is like the oppressive type stuff that's like, oh, you can't cast spells on my turn. You can't cast anything unless you pay 1. You can't.
They made white so easy to like hate. Like they're like, here's all the stacks pieces and that's it. That's the only thing you guys can do good. Like
it's so frustrating. And
board wipe, stacks, and removal.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the 3 most annoying things you could do. Like
yeah, it's good. You got the most land destruction, the most board wipes, the most stacks, the most
everything.
Most spot removal. Yeah. So you're like, well, I'm just gonna hate the guy that's playing that deck because I'm gonna try to murder him.
It's stopping me from playing my game. Even more so than blue, almost like straight up blue. Sure, like if you're like a hardcore like counterspell player, but like a lot of the time, I feel like white players just like accidentally do that. Like where they're like, oh, I've got 5 pieces of removal in my hand. Like I don't want to do this, but like kill that, kill this, kill that.
It's like if that's the only thing you got, then
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to me, and I'm like, why do I have 2 cards in my hand?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.